You have until 2120 human species. If you do not leave the planet Earth, you will become extinct. Oh, we got a good one for you today. Welcome back at Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson, and we're going to be talking about the end of the world predicted by guess who? Guess who said that quote? Well, you're going to be in for a little bit of a surprise. Maybe not. Maybe a lot of people are up on this, and you know already about the doom and gloom predictions of asteroids and climate change and overpopulation. Well, that's right. Good old Stephen Hawkins. I said that because I wanted to warn all of you that time is running short, and if we don't do something quickly, we will all go extinct. We need to go to other planets. That's why we are going to Mars. That's great, Stephen. That's great. Good to hear. Maybe we'll just read a bit of the article. Okay, I'll just sit back in the corner. Alrighty then. Hawkins warns that the threats that will wipe out the human race include climate change, overpopulation, epidemics, and asteroid strikes. Oh, that's right. Because we've never really had an asteroid strike that even comes close, remotely close to wiping out anything. But yet we had one way back, billions of years ago, millions of years ago. That's how the dinosaurs went extinct. Isn't that what they tell us? That's right. They tell us the dinosaurs went extinct because there was a big asteroid strike or a meteor strike or whatever strike they come up with. Because that's right. Our beloved theoretical physicist, Stephen Hawking, lets us know what's going on, and he's warning us big time. That's why we got to go. And he's basically saying the prediction that he has is that we have to be off this planet in 100 years. Guess who said we've got 100 years to leave the planet? That's right, it's good old Stephen Hawking. Well, Stephen, you've done this before, but anyways, let's continue and see what you have to say. Okay, I'll just sit in the corner of the room while you read my article because I am so smart. Okay, we'll see how smart you are. He stated, although the chance of disaster to planet Earth in a given year may be quite low, it adds up over time and becomes a near certainty in the next 1,000 or 10,000 years. By that time, we should have spread out into space and to other stars, so a disaster on Earth would not mean the end of the human race. So why 100 years? Is he in a rush or something? He has support. Of course he has support. Let's see who supports him other than Bill Nye. I'm sure Bill Nye, the stupid scientism guy, will come alongside him and say, yes, that's right. My show helps everyone understand. We all have to become queer and transgendered and pansexual and non-binary, and that will help with the media showers. And if we all, become identified as different species, then maybe we'll be able to exist longer because the human species, that's coming to an end. So we've got to become transhumanism, or we have to become new part of our evolution. This is what we hear all the time. Yet Hawkins also stated that the current era is a glorious time to be alive and doing research into theoretical physicists physics, sorry. Our picture of the universe has changed a great deal in the last 50 years, and I'm happy if I've made a small contribution. Well, you haven't made much of a contribution at all in your chair there with your little secret technology to be able to speak that no one else has in the world, only you. Man, you're a magical dude, and you're a lucky dude to get that only technology that basically allows you to speak when nobody else has that technology. But anyways, it's great that we can read what you have to say. The fact that humans, who are ourselves mere fundamental particles of nature, well, of course, we're just part of a Big Bang cosmic accident, right? Have been coming close to this understanding the law that governs us, and the universe is certainly a triumph. Notice Hawkins' language, the lack of any reference to a human soul, as he says mere fundamental particles of a nature. As Hawkins has said, before we understand science, it is natural to believe that God created the universe. But now science offers a more convincing explanation. Ah, asked about a statement that a unifying theory of science would help mankind know the mind of God, Hawkins replied, what I meant by we would know the mind of God is we would know everything that God would know if there were a God, which there isn't. I'm an atheist. Did your computer malfunction there, Stephen? That makes no sense whatsoever. So basically, you're saying everything, of course, would become from God, but if there was a God, which there isn't because you're an atheist. So therefore, because you're an atheist, God doesn't exist. That is absolute silly, and we're just going to take nothing what you say serious. Let's move on to another article. We've got Popular Science. Good old Popular Science. They'd never lie to us, right? They'd all show us exactly how the Twin Towers came down through, Nest reports, and they would never lie to us about anything. The official reports of 9/11 investigation and all the articles they did, they led us the right way, didn't they? Well, will they lead us the right way into space? Let's check this out. Well, of course, we got the old propaganda. Mars, Mars, we're going to Mars. Stephen Hawking is making apocalyptic predictions again. The respected theoretical physicist, theoretical, gotta love that one, warns that humanity needs to become a multiplanetary species within the next century. Okay, remember that. The next century, we've got to be a multiplanetary species if we don't want to go extinct. Last year, he prophesied that we had maybe 1,000 years left on Earth, and the inspiration for this newly urgent timeline is unclear, except for the fact that Hawkins' new documentary about colonizing Mars is coming out soon. Oh, there we go. Oh, good old Steven's got a nice documentary coming out about going to Mars. More nonsense. They're not going to Mars. It's a bunch of lies. They just keep pushing it longer and longer into the future. Please, everyone, save this video. Put it, stamp it in time. Today, what is the date today? May 3rd, 2017. Here's the prediction. 100 years from now, pull out this video and see we're nowhere even close to Mars. We're nowhere even close to the end of the planet. We're still carrying on. All this has been nothing but a lie. He's a false prophet, like all of their prophecies, like all of their predictions. Again, this is how they sell. These are the spokespeople for NASA. Hey guys, how do we get more money? We need another $100 billion for whatever we need it for. What do we do? Well, let's get our spokespeople on it. Let's get magic computer speaking guy, and let's get nice vest with sun worship guy, and let's get the moron that everyone thinks is a respectable scientist, and he knows nothing about science, and he's just a big, entertainer. Let's get him, and let's get them to speak about how, dire the situation is, and we really need to wake people up because if they don't get on board with climate change and pay their carbon tax and stop having children and, get meteor repellent umbrellas, we're all, doomed because the planet is going to blow up. Mars is a somewhat obvious choice because it's nearby. Because it's not exactly Earth 2.0. In fact, it's arguably a lot worse than that of Earth. It still has toxic soil, it's freezing cold, and the air is unbreathable. Any Martian colony would likely rely on regular care packages from home. That would not work well if Earth was done so. All right, so where are we going to go? If we really want to find the perfect home away from home, we could look to other star systems with billions of planets. Makes sense, doesn't it? If space existed, there's a good chance some will have water, land, and breathable air. Oh, but so far we haven't found Earth's twin. And our telescopes don't have that kind of resolution that could tell us in detail what other exoplanets is like. Remember that. Their telescopes don't have any kind of resolution that could tell us in detail what any exoplanets is like. Okay, first of all, their telescopes are garbage. Now, we're led to believe with their magical Hubble that they're seeing, 14 billion miles away, and yet they can't see any type of resolution. Well, maybe with TRAPPIST-1. TRAPPIST-1 is just pixelated garbage. But again, this is how they push their lie. That's so far away. Technology hasn't caught up yet. It is catching up rapidly. We are getting close. Pretty soon we're going to be able to see it. We're going to be able to discover the planet that has life. That's Earth 2.0. Isn't this wonderful? We're going off on a nice vacation, never to come back because, again, it's all a lie. But again, this is the propaganda. This is the fear that they continually push to get us to buy into not only the entire Big Bang heliocentric cosmology, and the fact that there's other billions of Earth 2.0s. Absolute complete nonsense. But this utter lie that everyone has believed is moving towards some very, very dangerous premises. Now, getting into the fact that, well, now we have to do our part. We have to invest into space. We've got to really start, slowing everything down, pay your carbon tax, and let's see how long we can keep this earth going. Understand that God created the earth, that men are not going to destroy it. How complete pompous, how conceited, how high and mighty do you have to believe that you think that you, in your little minuscule power, you have nothing remotely close. Like next time you think technology or you think the military might of any country is powerful, just put that aside and think about a massive, massive forces of nature. Just think about a hurricane. Think about just anything to do with what we see that God in creation. Our power is just minuscule. And to think that we have all this power, oh, we have the power to destroy the world. I mean, think about that. Stop and think about how silly that sounds. But yet they have us believing this constantly, over and over and over. We are going to destroy the planet through our misgivings, through our sins, through our dealings. This is what's happening. We have to band together, become part of the New World Order. Let's march ahead. Let's do what's good for Mother Earth. Of course, we wouldn't ever want to upset Mother Earth. I mean, she's just so prized and so precious. But yet, Mother Earth is on her way out. So now we've got to find Earth 2.0. We've got to go throughout the galaxy. Give NASA your money. It's almost as bad as a TV evangelist saying, give me your money and you'll get a blessing. It's like, give us your money and we're going to save you. And they're becoming the saviors. And I've brought this up before so many times with people. And, going on a deep level, you have to understand Bill Nye saves the world. Okay? Bill Nye Saves the World is the show that everyone's talking about. I've done multiple videos on it. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. But understand, he's the one that's going to save it. These are the attitudes of these so-called scientists, of the whole science community, of anything to do with like physicists getting into all the space travel, NASA. Understand that they are becoming the saviors of mankind. We're looking to them to help us so that, first of all, maybe the earth won't be destroyed. And if it is going to be destroyed, you'll get us off. You'll give us the technology to get us out of here so that we can escape the coming judgment that's coming. And understand that this can all fall into the lies of the judgments that are going to come to the world, the fact that we're going to be able to somehow escape them. This is crazy. Read the Bible, understand that this has been set in motion for a very long time. The kings and rulers set up to scheme against God, and God laughs at them. He laughs at them. He thinks it's silly. He thinks that their ideas, the world's ways, the world's wisdom, the world's knowledge is foolishness to God. This is absolute silly. And yet so many people believe this. They just believe this and they say it's science. It's science. And so many people now are starting to wake up with Bill Nye Saves the World, seeing that there is nothing scientific about what he's pushing. He's pushing an agenda. He's pushing the New World Order. He's pushing, this is the way you get in line. And if you dare question it, if you dare oppose it, if you dare even have an opinion against it, we will move against you in all forms. We will move against you every single which way we can, whether we have to go at it getting your children, if we have to deem you a science denier, a hater, a terrorist, someone that is a threat. These words are all coming out. Hater, bigot, all these words. And again, these words are playing into the entire paradigm. Oh, these people, they don't believe that everything that NASA is doing is real. These guys are very dangerous. They're dangerous for the progress of humanity. Danger, danger, danger. If these guys get their way, I mean, the whole world's going to blow up. So yeah, we got to do something about these guys. We got to maybe round them up and put them in a camp or something because they're becoming very dangerous. They're not allowing us to do what we need to do to save the world. Bill Nye saves the world. NASA saves the planet. Everyone, clap your hands. This is wonderful. We have totally found salvation in no other than NASA and space and scientism. And that's what it is. You're seeing an agenda being pushed. Science, the true method of science, is just becoming a thing of the past. It's something that's not even adhered to anymore. It's completely been infiltrated. It's been masqueraded. True science now is nothing more than scientism. Open your textbooks, start reading in the global pushes. Now, I'm not talking about basic science like chemistry, biology, things like this. I'm talking about the overall, when you start pushing a worldview, when you start pushing a society towards certain things, especially with the UN pushing climate change, or they're pushing overpopulation and stuff like this. This has happened before, and governments do this all the time. But right now, we're at a very scientific, technological age. Therefore, they're going to back it up based on technology and scientific studies and people coming forward in the scientific world saying, well, we've already looked at the data. Scientifically, this is the only way to look at it. There is no other way. I mean, we've looked at the science and yeah, there is multiple, genders. Yep, we see it. Can you show us your findings? Well, no, of course. You just have to trust us. We're scientists. How dare you? Did you just ask me to look at my sheets? You can't look at my sheets. I'm a scientist. I got the degrees. You don't. Get out of here. Yeah, but I thought before, chromosomes determined, there was only 2 genders. Oh, come on. Where did you see that? That's science. Oh, no. You believe us, okay? Science is always changing, okay? And it's moving and it's doing different things. And right now, there's 97% of us that believe this. Therefore, the other 3%, they're just discarded because, again, majority wins. And this is what's happening. Majority is winning. Democracies that sometimes people think are really good, democracies aren't good. God never set up a system for a democracy. Understand that democracy means mob rules mentality. It's the majority rule. So therefore, if the majority feels that there are billions of genders, then the majority will rule in favor of saying that is truth. So no, democracies are not good for truth at all. Truth is absolute. It is not determined by society, by culture, by any type of government. Truth is truth. But again, you're looking at a lot of stuff happening lately. You're seeing this stuff. You're seeing predictions. Here's another one from the Mirror. Stephen Hawking says, humans must find another planet to live on within 100 years or face extinction. Fear, doom and gloom, nonsense. I can't wait to see your new documentary called Expedition New Earth. We'll look forward to that this summer so that we can tear it apart, we can laugh at it, we can ridicule it, we can show how unscientific it is, hopefully wake more people up to the world's lies. Let's keep celebrating truth, guys. Until next time, take care, and hey, if in 100 years you're still here, check this video and share this video because I'm predicting it now. Nothing's going to happen. The Earth is not even close to being extinct. By the way, check out everything that you hear. Make sure it's true. Blessings. Maybe not. Maybe a lot of people are up on this and you know already about the doom and gloom predictions of asteroids and climate change and overpopulation. Well, that's right. Good old Stephen Hawking. I said that because I wanted to warn all of you that time is running short, and if we don't do something quickly, we will all go extinct. We need to go to other planets. That's why we're going to Mars. That's great, Stephen. That's great. Good to hear. Maybe we'll just read a bit of the article. Okay, I'll just sit back in the corner. Alrighty then. Hawkins warns that the threats that will wipe out the human race include climate change, overpopulation, epidemics, and asteroid strikes. Oh, that's right, because we've never really had an asteroid strike that even comes close, remotely close to wiping out anything. But yet we had one way back, billions of years ago, millions of years ago. That's how the dinosaurs went extinct. Isn't that what they tell us? That's right, they tell us the dinosaurs went extinct because there was a big asteroid strike or a meteor strike or whatever strike they come up with. Because that's right, our beloved theoretical physicist, Stephen Hawking, lets us know what's going on, and he's warning us big time. That's why we got to go. And he's basically saying the prediction that he has is that we have to be off this planet in 100 years. Guess who said we've got 100 years to leave the planet? That's right, it's good old Stephen Hawking. Well, Stephen, you've done this before, but anyways, let's continue and see what you have to say. Okay, I'll just sit in the corner of the room while you read my article because I am so smart. Okay, we'll see how smart you are. He stated, although the chance of disaster to planet Earth in a given year may be quite... You have until 2120, human species. If you do not leave the planet Earth, you will become extinct. Oh, we got a good one for you today. Welcome back at Celebrate Truth. I'm Robbie Davidson, and we're going to be talking about the end of the world predicted by guess who? Guess who said that quote? Well, you're going to be in for a little bit of a surprise.